In early 2025, the skies over Ukraine changed dramatically as French Mirage 2000 5 jets marked with the Ukrainian Trident soared into action. These advanced fighters symbolized a new era of Western support, signaling a deepening partnership between Kyiv and Paris, and a bold challenge to Russian air dominance. For Ukrainian pilots, the Mirage was a leap into modern warfare, highly maneuverable, fly-by-wire, and capable of missions their old MiGs and Sukhois could never attempt. The arrival of the Mirages forced Russian forces to rethink their tactics, as Ukraine now possessed a platform that could both shield against missile attacks and strike deep behind enemy lines. Their debut marked a turning point, giving Ukraine a real chance to contest the airspace and shift the momentum of the conflict. The journey began in June 2024 when President Emmanuel Macron made a historic pledge. France would send Mirage 2000 5 fighter jets to Ukraine. This announcement was more than just a gesture of support. It was a clear signal of France's commitment to strengthening Ukraine's air defense capabilities in the face of ongoing conflict. Macron's decision was met with both anticipation and hope, as it marked a turning point in Western military aid to Ukraine. Backing this pledge was a comprehensive and carefully designed training program for both Ukrainian pilots and ground crews. The training held at France's renowned Nancy Air Base was tailored to ensure that Ukrainian personnel could operate, maintain, and maximize the effectiveness of the advanced Mirage jets. By October, France confirmed the delivery of 6 Mirage 2000 5 jets, enough to form a fully functional combat unit. The goal was clear: to have these aircraft and their crews ready for operational deployment by early 2025, providing Ukraine with a significant boost in air power. Ukrainian pilots underwent months of intensive hands-on training in France. They learned to master the Mirage's sophisticated avionics, fly-by-wire controls, and Western weapons systems, technologies that were new to most of them. The training was rigorous, demanding not only technical skill, but also adaptability and teamwork. The objective was ambitious: to transform these pilots into NATO standard aviators, capable of not just flying, but fighting and surviving in the most challenging combat scenarios. This meant learning NATO tactics, mission planning, and how to integrate seamlessly with allied forces, maximizing the jet's potential against a larger, more experienced Russian air force. The arrival of the first 6 Mirages was a logistical achievement in itself. Transporting advanced fighter jets, along with their spare parts, specialized tools, and support equipment, required meticulous planning and secure coordination to ensure everything reached Ukraine safely and on time. Support vehicles, crates of critical components, and ground crew supplies were all delivered under tight security, highlighting the complexity and scale of the operation. Every detail mattered, as these resources would be vital for keeping the Mirages mission-ready in a war zone. With the successful delivery, France fulfilled its promise, and a new chapter began for Ukraine's Air Force. The handover ceremony was more than symbolic. It represented a deepening partnership and a shared vision for Ukraine's future security. This foundation is now set for building a modern, resilient Ukrainian air arm, one capable of defending the nation's skies, deterring aggression, and shaping the future of air power in the region for years to come. The Mirage's combat debut came swiftly, marking a pivotal moment in Ukraine's air defense history. For months, anticipation had built around the arrival of these advanced French jets, and now the world watched as they prepared to prove their worth in real combat. On March 7, 2025, Ukrainian Mirages scrambled to intercept a massive Russian aerial assault. The skies above Ukraine became a battleground as dozens of enemy aircraft, cruise missiles, and drones surged toward key cities and infrastructure. Amidst a relentless barrage of cruise missiles and drones, a Ukrainian Mirage 2000 5 locked onto a K-101 missile. With precision and speed, the pilot launched a Mica air-to-air missile, scoring the jet's first kill and destroying the incoming threat before it could reach its target. This success was more than just a technical achievement. It was a testament to the rigorous training Ukrainian pilots received from French advisors and to the cutting-edge technology now at their fingertips. The victory electrified the squadron, boosting morale and showing that Ukraine could now counter even the most advanced Russian threats. The French government quickly hailed the interception as proof that high-end military aid could deliver real, tangible results on the battlefield. International headlines praised the cooperation, and the world took notice of Ukraine's growing air power. Mirages now operated in concert with F-16S and ground-based air defenses, forming a sophisticated multi-layered shield over Ukraine. This integrated approach forced Russian planners to rethink their strategies as their attacks became riskier and less effective. The Mirage's high-altitude speed, advanced radar and missile systems made it ideal for intercepting threats long before they reached critical infrastructure or civilian areas, providing a crucial early warning and response capability. The first kill was more than a tactical win. It was a validation of a new integrated air defense doctrine. Ukrainian and allied commanders now had proof that their combined efforts could blunt even the most complex Russian attacks. For the first time in months, Ukraine's airspace was no longer uncontested. The Mirage 2005 had arrived, and with it, a new era of hope and resilience for the defenders of Ukraine. The Mirage 2005 is a technological leap for Ukraine, a supersonic delta-wing fighter with advanced fly-by-wire controls and a powerful Thales RDY radar. Its radar can track and engage multiple targets at once, crucial for intercepting low-flying missiles and aircraft. The jet's electronic warfare suite, including radar warning and jamming systems, helps pilots evade enemy missiles. Armed with MyCA missiles, available in both infrared and radar-guided versions, the Mirage can strike Russian fighters from beyond visual range. For deep strikes, it carries Scalp-G cruise missiles and AASM Hammer precision bombs, giving Ukraine the ability to hit high-value targets far behind enemy lines. This arsenal transforms the Mirage from a defensive interceptor into a versatile strike platform. Ukraine now has new offensive options to disrupt Russian operations. The Mirage 2005 represents a radical upgrade over Ukraine's aging MiGs and Sukhois, which were designed in a different era and now struggle to keep pace with modern aerial threats. These Soviet-era jets, while once formidable, are hampered by outdated avionics, limited situational awareness, and analog systems that make them less effective in today's fast-paced air combat environment. Their radars and cockpits, built for a previous generation, lack the digital integration and automation that modern pilots rely on for survival and mission success. In contrast, the Mirage's glass cockpit, advanced radar, and multi-target engagement systems transform Ukrainian pilots into true battle managers in the sky, allowing them to track, prioritize, and engage multiple threats simultaneously with far greater efficiency. When compared to the incoming F-16S, the Mirage 2005 stands out as a high-altitude interceptor, excelling at patrolling the upper reaches of the battle space and intercepting enemy aircraft or missiles before they can threaten Ukrainian forces. The F-16, meanwhile, is a versatile workhorse, equally adept at ground attack, close air support, and aggressive dogfighting maneuvers, making it a flexible asset for a wide range of missions. Together, these aircraft form a potent high-low mix, combining the Mirage's high-altitude prowess with the F-16's multi-role flexibility to cover the full spectrum of air combat needs. Mirages can patrol at altitude, intercepting bombers and incoming missiles, providing a protective shield over Ukrainian territory and denying Russian aircraft the freedom to operate at will. At the same time, F-16S handle close air support, strike ground targets, and suppress enemy air defenses, directly supporting troops on the ground and disrupting Russian operations. The Mirage's unique French weaponry, such as the dual-seeker Mica air-to-air missile and the long-range Scalp-G cruise missile, gives Ukraine new tactical options that can strike deep or defend against a variety of threats. These advanced weapons complicate Russian planning, forcing their commanders to account for new missile trajectories, unpredictable strike options, and a broader range of potential threats. This diversification of Ukraine's air force means Russia must now adapt to multiple advanced threats from different Western platforms, stretching their resources and making it harder to predict Ukrainian tactics. The combined fleet is not only more resilient and unpredictable, but also far more effective at challenging Russian air operations and defending Ukrainian skies. With Mirages and F-16S working together, Russian air dominance is no longer assured, and the balance of power in the skies over Ukraine is shifting. The success of the first 6 Mirages sparked urgent talks between Paris and Kiev about expanding the fleet. Ukraine now seeks at least 12 jets to maintain persistent patrols and contest the air more effectively. France, phasing out its own Mirages for Rafales, has surplus airframes available, making further transfers both strategic and practical. A larger fleet would send a powerful signal of enduring Western support and keep up the pressure on Russia. Other European nations, like Greece, may also contribute jets, turning this into a pan-European effort. Pooling resources and sharing the burden would reinforce European unity and increase Ukraine's air power. The conversation has shifted from a French initiative to a continent-wide commitment to Ukraine's victory. Sending Mirage 2005S is a bold political statement by France, signaling unwavering resolve to Moscow and a willingness to cross previous red lines. It demonstrates European unity and strategic autonomy, especially as questions linger about long-term US support. The Mirage, a distinctly European platform, shows that Ukraine's support network is diverse and resilient, not just American. This complicates Russia's narrative and isolates it further on the world stage. Funding the transfer with frozen Russian assets adds a layer of symbolic justice, making the aggressor pay for the victim's defense. France's move galvanizes European support and strengthens NATO's eastern flank. The message is clear: Europe will not let Ukraine stand alone. Despite their impact, the limited number of Mirages means they must be used as elite, high-value assets, not for routine patrols. Training pilots and ground crews for such advanced jets is time-consuming, requiring months of intensive instruction in France. Maintenance is equally challenging, with the need for specialized technicians and a robust supply chain for parts and munitions. Ukrainian airbases must be upgraded to support the Mirage's unique requirements and protect them from Russian strikes. The operational sustainability of the fleet depends on secure logistics and constant resupply. Any disruption could ground the jets. Building a sustainable pipeline of trained personnel and spare parts is a long-term commitment. The Mirage's effectiveness hinges on overcoming these hurdles. Every jet counts, and every sortie matters. Expanding to a full squadron of 12 or more Mirages would let Ukraine maintain persistent air patrols and deter Russian bombers more effectively. This aerial shield would protect ground forces, reduce the threat of Russian glide bombs, and enable more secure Ukrainian offensives. Working with F-16S, the Mirages could specialize in high-altitude interception, while F-16S handle ground attack and SEAD missions. More Mirages mean more deep strike capability. Sustained attacks on Russian logistics and command centers deep behind enemy lines. The psychological impact would be profound, showing Russia that nowhere is safe. France's commitment to building Ukraine's Mirage fleet is an investment in European security and the principle that aggression will be met with superior force. The future of the air war and Europe's stability may depend on these jets.